Hey everyone, I hope you guys can hear me okay. I know this is definitely different than what we are normally used to with our recorded, live and recorded team calls. So this is a little bit different, but I'm just so glad to be able to do this for you. I know that it's crazy hectic. I'm doing this call during nap time because we just are busy all week and then we travel, and I know that a lot of you guys are doing the same thing. So I definitely want to make sure to give you this information and to really get this in your hands, especially as we're starting a new year. I didn't want to slow down. I didn't want to cancel our calls altogether for the rest of the year, just because I know that this is really kind of a vital time, whether or not you believe it, to really get your business amped up, to really get your mind in the game, and to start making things happen as we get into the first of the year. Because as we all know, January 1st starts the busiest season for Beachbody. So I hope that you guys are ready. I hope that you have a plan. I hope that you got your challenge groups planned out and that you are ready to rock and roll, because your business could see a really big jump in January if you are committed to working every day, if you will put the time and effort in, if you will put people first, and you'll take time to really cultivate those relationships and make that the most important thing. You're really going to see a lot of success from this year, and you're going to start the year really strong. And that's what I want for you. Obviously, as your coach, I want to see you succeed more than anything, because I know how capable you are. And I really want that for you, especially because this new year is pretty much here, and I'm excited. It's going to be our best year yet, absolutely, by far, and I cannot wait to get started. So all of that to say, just a reminder quickly before we dive into our content for tonight's call, remember that if you're a new coach or newer coach, that I have the new Coach Basics group starting at the beginning of January. So I believe it's January 5th is when we're going to go ahead and start it, because I think that's the first Monday. So we're going to start that, and that is going to kickstart our year. And I'm telling you, if you have any desire to grow this business whatsoever, you've got to start with the basics, and you've got to get it plugged into a group just like this, because what it does is it teaches you everything you need to know, and every day you are learning something new. You're learning how to apply it to your business, so you're not hearing it and then trying to figure out what do I do with that information. You're going to get it, and I'm going to teach you and show you how to apply it to your business, so that literally all you have to do is do it, right? So you've got to schedule the time and make it happen. But then you have all the tools that you need to be successful. So really, 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 really important. And I want to stress these Coach Basics groups that we're going to be doing every month, because what that's going to allow you to do as a coach is when you start building your team and adding coaches, then these are the groups that you're going to be putting your brand new coaches in, and they're going to be learning all of the same things that you did in order to grow their business as well. So it's really just a snowball effect of, let me help you be successful by you participating in this group, and then from there, then I'm going to help your coaches be successful, and so on and so forth. And so that really does set us up to have a great year. So every single month, on the first Monday of the month, is when we start our Coach Basics groups. So and it will be the same curriculum every month. So you only, as a new coach, need to go through it one time, unless you really just feel like you need a refresher. Maybe you've been signed up as a coach for the last year to year and a half, and you are ready in January of 2015 to really just resurface your business, refocus, and start building from the ground up. Then obviously this Coach Basics group is great for you. Some things you'll know, some things you'll really need to be refreshed on, but I promise it's worth it. I've been coming up with the curriculum. I've been working on that all week. So it's going to be good. It's really going to be a great group. So keep that in mind. And I think that's it for our announcements. Obviously, we've got 9 days left. It is the 22nd of December. We've got 9 days left of this month, okay? That you may be thinking that's not much time, but it's plenty of time. That's more than a week. You've got more than a week to hit Success Club. You've got more than a week to continue promoting your challenge groups. You've got more than a week to really dive in, focus, and make those goals happen that you've set for yourself this month. Those non-negotiables, make them happen regardless. You've got 9 days. Don't blow them. Just work consistently every single day. Do what you know you need to do, the tasks that are going to get you to where you want to go, and that's it. Okay. All right. I'm already winded. Can you tell? This baby in my belly is not very big, but it takes everything. She takes everything out of me. Okay. So if I'm trying to catch my breath from huffing and puffing, just give me some grace. Okay, so here's what I want to talk about tonight. I'm so excited because this is a talk that I heard a long time ago. And this is actually something that okay, so I told you guys, my story, how I worked for the company's consultant of Beachbody. So what his name was Craig, and what he did is he worked one-on-one with a lot of the top coaches at the time, or the coaches who were wanting to build their business, and they were wanting to build a very successful business. He worked one-on-one with them. He spoke at seminars. He spoke at conferences. He worked, had one-on-one trainings with these people, with these coaches. And so he was teaching them how to build the Beachbody business, how to be successful as coaches. And so I had a front row seat. I'm telling you, I have all of his material. I've got all of this stuff. I have a front row seat to everything that he taught. So the things that he was teaching, like Christine Dwyer, the things that he was teaching, the Mike Ryans and the, Janelle Summers and all of them. I'm telling you, all of these people started here, and they started with him. And I know, like I said, I know all of his material. I got it all because I worked for him. I managed a lot of this stuff. And so one of these talks is really kind of what I wanted to share with you tonight, because I think it's very, very important to understand our business a little bit better as we move forward. Obviously, as coaches, we know what it's about for the most part, but most other people don't. So they just assume we're another network marketing company. We're a MLM, a multi-level marketing company. Some people call it a pyramid scheme, which if they call it a pyramid scheme, it's because they don't even know what a pyramid scheme is, by the way. And they may call it illegal. Again, they don't have a clue. And so anyway, so what I want to talk about today is that I want to talk about our business as a relational marketing business, that this is a network marketing, that we are solely built on building relationships and growing those relationships. And that's how we're successful as coaches. We already know this. That's not anything new. But I want to dive into this because I want to talk to you more about Beachbody and why Beachbody is the most phenomenal company. And why I want to talk to you about this is because I want you to know that when you're talking with somebody about becoming a coach, when you're talking with somebody who's a customer and you're just trying to explain to them, what Beachbody is, or what the workout programs are, or what we offer as coaches, or what, how our company started, I want you guys to be well equipped in order to be able to explain what we do, explain our company. And honestly, when you hear a lot of this stuff, you're going to go, all right, I've got my passion for that. I'm already passionate about this company because I love the workouts. They've given me great results. I love Shakeology. But we're going to dive more into the business side of things. That way, hey, these are the things that I can tell my potential customers and potential coaches that are really going to help solidify in their mind that this is so much more than just a network marketing company. We're not out there just pushing product. And if you are, I'm glad you're on the call, because then we really need to make sure that we're not pushing product, because our job goes way above and beyond that. And there was a note on these notes, and it says, we have to understand that most people in this country don't understand what we do. So our job is to educate them on what we do. The wrong people won't get it. You hear a lot of those no's, right? So the wrong people that aren't meant for this business, they're not going to get it. And we have to let those people go. We just have to let it go. Let it go. Right? But the right people will get it. So you've heard no a bunch of times. It's probably because if you're talking about the coaching business, they're probably just not the right fit. And that's okay. You don't want the people that are the wrong fit on your team. You don't want to spend that time and invest that energy into somebody who wants nothing to do with building, really just has no desire at all for the company. You don't want to spend your time. You want to spend your time on the people who really get it and who love it and who want to invest in it and who are wanting to invest in you and going to make your time worth it that you spend investing into them. Okay, so the wrong people won't get it. Those are the no's, and you need to let them go. Just let it go. because there's so many more yeses out there that you have to let go of the no's to get to the yeses, and the right people will get it. So that's just a side note. Okay, so what makes our company different than others? Obviously, as you all know, and hopefully this is something that you've been able to explain to your potential coaches, is that our company didn't start with a coaching opportunity. Carl Deichler did not one day just think, I want to create a multi-level marketing company, and I want to start with coaches, and we'll just come up with a product eventually that's semi-decent, that is okay, that we can overprice and oversell and make a ton of money because I wanted to start an MLM. Unfortunately, a lot of companies start out that way, where they don't have a product yet. They start with knowing that, hey, I want to do a multi-level marketing company. So what kind of product should we have for it? And that's not at all. It's actually the opposite of what happened with Beachbody. Tony Horton had P90. They had other things in the works before the coaching opportunity came about. In fact, they had Turbo Jam, because I did that in high school before coaching was ever a thing. And so they had this amazing product that was selling millions and millions and millions of copies, and they were doing great. They were making tons of money, and they could have kept doing that. They could have just kept going. Carl Deichler and Tony Horton, Chalene Johnson, they could have just kept going, making a ton of money off the infomercials, off of people who were willing to buy the program, right? And so then the problem was that they weren't getting as many testimonials, there weren't as many great weight loss stories, and they realized that the biggest factor missing, of course, was accountability. These people weren't being held accountable to the program they bought, and it would sit on their shelf when they got home, and they wouldn't do it. And honestly, that's the case with most people. I know I've talked to a lot of people lately who do other workout programs, or who, try and get a gym membership, but because they don't have that daily accountability to it, it just kind of, the excitement wears off, and they skip a day, and then they skip a week, and then they skip a month. Then next thing you know, they're like, I haven't worked out in years because I tried going to the gym, but I got bored by myself and nobody was there to push me. We've all heard that before. And so Carl Deichler and Tony Horton was very familiar with this, that, people need accountability, and that's what sets us apart. So when somebody says, well, why is your company different? What sets it apart? Well, it's the accountability. It's the fact that we as coaches get to come alongside. We hold challenge groups on a monthly basis, to where we are working one-on-one with customers, to where we make sure we know their life story. We know why they want to get in shape. We know their deepest why of what really truly drives them, not just, hey, I want to lose 5 pounds, right? We know so much about them. We are in touch with them on a daily basis. We're asking them the hard questions. We are lifting them up when they're struggling. We are celebrating their victories. We are there on the journey with them. We are not just selling a product. And if you are in the place where you feel like your business is failing, that is the very first place you need to check. How well are you doing with the accountability, with investing into that particular customer's life? How invested are you? Did you just want to get the Success Club points and get out and be done? Because as you know, when somebody buys a challenge pack, that's the beginning of the journey. That doesn't mean, wow, I finally made a sale. Yay, boom, done, the end, next person. That's not it. In fact, that's the opposite. Again, is that we have to understand that when we sell a challenge pack, when we sell a bag of Shakeology to someone, that marks the beginning of our journey with them. We've gotten to know them a little bit, and now this is where the hard work starts. This is where we are going all in to make sure that they get the best results possible. And that is why our business is so different, because so many other network marketing companies have a great product, or a product, and they sell it, and that's it. And so they just got to constantly be selling and constantly be selling. It's like, man, I don't know, that would just exhaust me. But what keeps me going is the fact that when I sell something, if somebody buys a challenge pack, I get to start that journey with them in that moment. So not only do I get paid for, selling a challenge pack, but I now get to start this journey with someone to where more than likely they're going to have a transformation story because of Shakeology and the amazing workout programs that Beachbody has. And I get to be a part of that transformation, and I get to share that transformation with other people to inspire them to get healthy. So as you see, our company is so different because of the fact that it's truly about helping others get healthy. And the bonus is that we have the best products on the market. I mean, I'm trying to describe Shakeology to someone it can be really tricky because people go, is it a weight loss shake? Well, I mean, it can help you lose weight, yes, because when your body's given all of the perfect balance of nutrients and phytonutrients and minerals and vitamins that it needs, it won't hold on to all that fat as long as you're not taking in if you're not eating a bunch of refined sugar and a bunch of fat and a bunch of everything, crud, then yes, Shakeology will help you lose weight. Absolutely. Because you're giving your body what it needs. So it's really hard to explain Shakeology to somebody. They think it's a weight loss shake. They think it's, just a meal replacement that they're going to be starving within an hour. And it's really hard, but it's absolutely worth it to take that extra time to explain to them exactly why is it that Shakeology is going to revolutionize their health. What makes it different? And you need to ask yourself that too, by the way. When somebody says, well, what makes Shakeology different than Herbalife, or what makes Shakeology different than the Vice shakes, or the, this shake, or whatever shakes, they're comparing it to, you have to have the answer to that. And if you've been kind of like a little bit nervous to talk about Shakeology with other people, I promise you that when you understand what makes it different from those other shakes, your confidence level is going to way up to talk about Shakeology, because you're not going to be stunned when they go, well, why is it different than Advocare? Does it have caffeine in it? Does it have dairy in it? Does it have this? And, so you'll be prepared. So study your Shakeology if you haven't already. That's just side note, tip. In fact, it's vital for your business. Okay. So let's go back. So we talked about what makes the company different. Carl Deichler started the coaching opportunity to put us in place to keep people accountable. And the coolest thing is we are building a business and doing so. So we are essentially just getting on this journey with people, keeping them accountable and earning an income doing it. So what somebody did for us, when somebody helped us, whether it was your upline, whoever it was that helped you finally get out of that health and fitness rut that you've been in, you get to do that for someone else. Think about how much your life has changed since that. Think about it. Think about how your health has changed, how your energy levels have changed, how your relationships have changed. And once you think about that, once you understand that, that's what you're able to do for someone else. And when you're able to do it, and at the end of that journey with that person, or not the end, because you're always really on that journey, but maybe at the end of your challenge group, and somebody says, I'm so glad that you took the time to do this with me, because I've finally been able to establish healthy relations or healthy habits. I've finally been able to establish, this healthy routine that I never thought I could have. And I'm seeing results that I never thought I could get. And now I want more than ever to continue being healthy and get my family healthy. Holy cow. Holy cow. If that doesn't get you so pumped up, I don't know what will. Nail polish doesn't get me pumped up. I'm just going to say it. That kind of stuff doesn't get me pumped up. Seeing lives changed and families changed and futures changed, that gets me fired up. I hope it gets you fired up too. Oh, okay. So anyway, that's what sets our company apart, right? And of course, we are a company that is grown by word of mouth, because everybody knows P90X works when you do it. I have customers ask me a lot, so does this really work? Does this at-home program really work? I'm like, if you put the DVD in, if you hit play, if you put your sneakers on and you give it 100% from start to finish, it's going to work for you. And if you stay committed to it, it's going to work. I promise. It's all up to you. Sorry, my dog's barking. All right. So on that note, I want you to take these notes. These are really important. These are things that you really need to know. And these are the things that set Beachbody apart. This is what makes Beachbody different. I'm going to kill the dog. Hold on a second. The mailman must be here, or a dog is walking by. Okay. Let's try this again. Okay. So hopefully you had adequate time to get your pen and paper out, because this is where I want you to take notes. Okay, so what makes Beachbody the most powerful company in the world? That's what this says. First, it creates an equal playing field. Okay, so everybody has the equal playing field. We're not in corporate world where you have to have a certain degree or you have to have a certain number of years of experience, right? This allows us, whether you're a college student, you're a stay-at-home mom, you are a teacher, you are, you work in the corporate world, it doesn't matter what you do because we all have the same exact equal opportunity. It's what we do with it. It's what we choose to do with it. Nobody has a heads up over anybody else. The coaches like me, I have a personal training certification. So I have a little bit of extra knowledge in that, but that doesn't mean that I have a one up on anybody. Or like the coaches who teach PIO, they may have more experience with being in the gym setting, but that doesn't give them the one up. We are literally all on the exact same playing field. And that's what is so awesome. And that's what I love about this business is that this opportunity can absolutely work for anybody. It's just whoever signs up to be a coach, they are completely 100% responsible for growing their own business. And when you make excuses like, well, so-and-so has more experience or so-and-so is more fit than me, then you're just shooting yourself in your own foot. Because the truth is that it doesn't matter what size you are. It doesn't matter what you do for a living. It doesn't matter how much extra time you have. You can make this business work if you want it bad enough. And we're all on the same equal playing field. No experience necessary, just tons of passion. You've got to have passion with this business or it's not going to work. Because selling product gets really old. I'll just say that. Being a year and a half into my second time coaching, just selling a product gets really old. I stand behind everything, Beachbody, Shakeology especially, so it's easy to talk about it. But when I think about waking up each day and just selling a bunch of product, that doesn't get me fired up like waking up and thinking, how can I help change someone's life today by helping them take that very first step towards getting healthy? So anyways, you got to have passion for this business. You've got to have passion for people or it's not going to work. Number 2, little investment to start. I know multiple people in this company who paid the exact same $40 that you and I did and have made this into a $1 million business. And that doesn't happen. You want to know why that doesn't happen with everybody? And this is where it gets tricky. This is where people go, oh, well, those multi-level marketing things, they don't really work anyway. The truth is that not everybody works them. 5% of the coaches who get into it work it hard enough and are patient and stick with it long enough and are consistent on a daily basis long enough to see that kind of success. Everybody else gives up beforehand. Everybody else throws in the towel before they ever reach that kind of success because they're not willing to go the extra mile. They're not willing to continue going when it's really quiet and silent and things are kind of going, maybe not so well for them. So you have to decide, are you going to be in that 95% of people who give up too early and never see the success and go back to doing something else? Or are you going to be a part of that 5% who's going to work at it no matter what, no matter how hard, for no matter how long it takes, because you want to help people get healthy and you want to help people change their lives and you want the success of this business. You've got to decide. That's completely up to you. Number 3, this business depends on you. It completely depends on you. Obviously, if I'm your upline coach, I'm going to do everything I can to help you be successful. I'm going to give you all the resources. I'm going to give you all of the tools. I'm going to be texting you and calling you and messaging you. And I'm going to be posting in our team pages. I'm going to be posting in, any place I can to give you resources and tools that you need. But I can only do so much. I can only work with the willing. And that is the truth. And that's what's going to separate January 2015. I've got to work with the willing because there's people on this team who love what they do and are consistent and are willing and are fighting for their business. And those are the people I got to invest most of my time in because that's where my heart is too, And so this business completely depends on you, completely. And yes, it may scare you. Yes, that may be really disappointing to hear. But instead of looking at it that way, look at it in the sense that you don't have a boss. You get to do this. You get to determine how far you take this business. You get to determine your income. You get to determine everything. But you have to decide, how bad do I want it? Do I want to be able to have a full-time income to support my family? Do I want to help so many people to where I've made an influence in my community to get healthy, that I've helped make an impact on my community to get them healthy? You've got to decide. It's up to you. This business truly does depend on you, and you've got to take ownership of it. I can't do it for you. I can't hold your hand the entire time. I want to. I mean, I love doing that because my heart is to encourage, not to, that's so. I would love to do that, and I love each of you dearly. But this does depend on you, and my goal is to help teach you what to do to help just, fuel that fire within you to where you can go and run on your own. So, okay, number 4, you get an immediate mentorship program. What does that mean? Me or your upline coach, whoever that is, you are automatically entered into an immediate mentorship program as a brand new coach. You do not sign up, and you're not left on your own to figure it all out. And even if you are, you've got to have that passion and drive to make that happen anyway, right? If you want it bad enough, your success does not depend on somebody else. It depends on you. And when you're ready to get rid of excuses that so-and-so didn't help me, or I just was never shown this or this, you got to let go of that, because that's not going to help you get to where you want to be. It's going to cripple you is what it's going to do. So that's the cool thing, is when you become a coach, when anybody joins your team, they are automatically entered into a mentorship program where they're going to learn everything they need. They're going to get all the tools. They're going to be connected to Team 180 and Team Next Level. So make sure people know that. Another thing, number 5 would be you choose your level of success and you choose your income. That kind of goes with what we've already talked about, but that's the greatest part about this business, is you decide how far you want to take it. And yes, this business does depend so much on other people, but guess what? When we are steady and determined and doing consistently what we need to do on a daily basis, no matter what the response is from the people and the customers that we have, when we're consistent with that, eventually we end up becoming successful, because first of all, people want to know that we're consistent. People have seen too many people fail at multi-level marketing, network marketing companies, right? So your friends are watching you. Is she going to just quit? Like my other friends in network marketing company, where they didn't earn a ton of money right off the bat, so they're just going to quit. It's so important to decide that. What are you going to do? Because you ultimately choose that level of success in your income. It's a part-time business, number 6. So obviously there are some coaches who work at full-time hours, and that's great. And if you can do that, do that. If you want to grow a really big business, work full-time hours. But most of us can't, because either we work another job, or we have kids at home, or we're going to school. So it may not be realistic to work 8 hours a day, 9 hours a day. But you can still work 3, 4, 5 hours and be a very successful coach. You can still work 1 to 2 hours and be a very successful coach a day. But guess who that depends on? You and me. Depends on me. My business depends on me. If I don't get up at 5:30 in the morning and work my business for 2 hours, it's not going to work itself, right? If I don't work during nap time like I'm doing now, it's not going to work itself. I'm not going to have new customers I'm talking to. I'm not going to increase my paycheck. I'm not going to increase my network or my influence. It's just all dependent on me. And it's a part-time business, yes. I will never say that you'll earn a full-time income right off the bat working part-time hours. That's not the case. I won't say it. Maybe you can do it and you can prove me wrong, but I won't say it, because that sounds scammy and weird, and that's not it. I've seen too many people who have tried to work a few hours a day, or even like an hour here or an hour there, and because they weren't successful enough, they weren't making enough money, they just quit. And it's because we get this in our mind that all of a sudden, like, holy moly, I can work 2 hours a day and make, $5,000 a week. Yeah, maybe once you've been in this business for 5 or 6 years, absolutely, for sure. Anyways, okay, so moving on. Our business, this is the only business that grows exponentially. So it grows itself. It grows itself. You put the time in on the front end, developing your customer base, developing your team as coaches, and guess what? This business truly does grow itself. I remember watching Michelle Meyer's business because I was with her. I've been with her since the beginning, since she very first started. And I'll remember, gosh, it was probably 2.5 years into her business. She worked her business consistently every day. You know, she didn't hit superstar diamond or anything. She didn't, she hit diamond, and then I can't remember, she might have been 1-star diamond, got there within a couple years. And all of a sudden her business just kind of doubled overnight. Within a month or two. I mean, it just kind of doubled because of the foundation that she built. And I remember her having that conversation with her where she just went, it just did it on its own. It's just, you get to the point where you are consistent, you've put the time and effort in, you've not given up, you've not slowed down, you've just run a steady race, and this thing exponentially builds itself. That's what this business, that's what happens with this business. But if you are not consistent, it's not going to happen. If you're not passionate and you're not driven, it's not going to happen. If you're not disciplined to do it on a daily basis, it's not going to happen. Not to be that kind of a business, not the big kind. Okay, the next one is residual income. So this means that you are getting paid consistently. Your check is growing, and that equals freedom for a lot of us, right? Freedom from debt, freedom from, whatever, a strict budget. That means freedom from, just all kinds of things. Maybe you guys have been needing to buy something. I know right now we're living off of one car. So, we're working towards paying our car off and then being able to get to, and I know that this business is definitely helping us get there for sure. Absolutely. The next thing is that you get to pick your team. So that's what's cool too, is you get to build your team. Just like a CEO of a company gets to hire his own team and interview them and figure out, hey, are you the best fit for this team? Because I want to work with you. And here's a tip. When you're talking to somebody as a coach, if you are talking to somebody who you want to be on your team, if you would not personally hire them to work in an office setting with you, like face-to-face in person on a daily basis, 5 days a week from 9 to 5, if you would not hire that person, don't get them on your team. Don't put them on your team. It's not worth it. Because if you don't enjoy working with that person, it's just going to be a really long road. And it's going to be a lot of headache and heartache. So that's just my side tip for you. But you get to pick your own team. How cool is that? You get to build the team that you want to build, that's going to be surrounded by you, the people that you get to walk with and run with and share successes with and share and celebrate really awesome things with and do life with. You get to pick those people. All right, the next thing is that the income is based on your effort. We've kind of talked about this. So the income is really based on your consistency. Are you showing up in the morning? Are you showing up in the afternoon? Are you showing up in the evening? Whenever you get to work your business, are you showing up? Are you doing it? Because it's all based on your effort. And like I said, that may scare you, but that also should be so exciting to you. You don't have to work for somebody. You don't have to show up on somebody else's time clock. You do it on your own time when it's convenient for you. Sometimes most of the time you have to sacrifice some things to make it happen. Sacrifice those extra fluffy things we talked about before, the extra TV, couple hours of TV, or, the extra nap you take in the afternoon, whatever. There's things you got to cut out if you really want to make this business work. But you get to create your own income based on the effort that you put in. And if you're not seeing the income yet, even though you've been putting in the effort, do not give up. It is coming. It's coming. It may take a few months. It may take 6 months. I don't know how long it's going to take for you, but I promise you, if you will not give up, if you will continue doing and going the same speed that you've been going, even though you haven't been seeing the results quite yet, income-wise or financially, do not give up, because it's coming. I promise. There's too many people who give up way too early before they ever see the income that they wanted to see, even though they were doing all of the right things to get them there. But what they didn't do is they didn't wait on time. They didn't wait for time. They weren't patient enough to give it the time it needed to grow to where they were making that income. So do not give up, because it's coming. When you're consistent and you're doing the things that you need to be doing to create that income, it's coming. It's coming. I promise. Okay. Next thing is, let's see. It's an economically true business. Obviously, we know this, that it's not hindered by the economy. Yes, people may not buy as often because they might personally be affected by the economy, by their jobs in the workplace. But the cool thing is we work in the health and fitness industry. Everybody wants to be healthy, always. So there's always going to be people who need to get healthy and who are willing to invest no matter what the cost, because their health is what determines their quality of life. And that's the business we're in. People may not pay for nail polish because they got a lower paycheck, or their salary was cut, because nail polish may not be that exciting to them, may not be that important. But health is what keeps them healthy. It keeps them with their family members. Health is what keeps them living longer most of the time, and helps them to enjoy life more. And that's the business we're in. Okay, and there's a note that said we have simultaneous success with significance. What that means is, as we're successful in helping other people, when we really truly have other people's needs first, we find significance in that. Because as people, we were created and designed to want to help people and to make a difference in the lives of other people. That's just in our DNA as human beings. And so what happens is, as we're helping people, putting them first, helping them get healthy, at the same time, we are feeling that sense of significance through that, but we're also seeing success in our business, financially, relationally. We're seeing success all around. So, and the last thing is that you give and you receive in this business. So you give your time, you give your energy, you give your passion and your drive, and you give your commitment because you're committed to this, and you will receive so much more back. More than you ever thought, more than just a paycheck, more than just Success Club points. You're going to get so much more than that, because you're investing in lives of real people who have real problems, and they're people who have real families. Okay, so keep that in mind. All right, and my dog's going crazy again. All right, well, that's gonna conclude our call anyway for today. But I hope that when you are talking to people about this coaching opportunity, that you can mention some of these things, because people want to know what sets you apart. Why should I even join this compared to the next multi-level marketing or network marketing company? And these are the things that you can talk to them about. Do you have a minute? Let me just tell you more about what makes Beachbody different. What makes my job different? Why is this job so much more significant than you have any idea about? Let me tell you about it. So these are some things I want you to know going into the new year, things that you can share with your potential coaches. And I really think it's going to make a huge difference, because when you live by these things, when you're consistent and you are working your business and running and fighting for your business, you're going to find other people who want to do the same. You're going to attract like-minded people. And that's what I want for you, is I want you to find those people and enjoy this business the way that it's meant to be enjoyed. I don't want it to be a drag. I don't want you to get bummed out from week to week because you didn't do this or accomplish this, or people said no. Because this business is so much more than that. It's so much more than that. And I want you to experience that. So be consistent. Take these things to heart, reread over through your notes, but make sure to keep those handy to when you're talking to somebody about the coaching opportunity. These are really a lot of the things that you can share with them, more than just, well, it takes this much to sign up, and it's, you earn 25%, you get 25% discount. Those are all great things, but they want to know what sets us apart. Why should they join our team? Why should they join your team over anybody else? That's what they want to know, and I want you to be prepared. And hopefully this call today helped you to be more prepared in that. So anyways, all right, guys, let me know if you have any issues or comments or anything. And that's it.